Hello everyone, my name is Mitz, and here we are with Higurashi When They Cry. Detail suddenly struck with me thinking about what happened of literally Keiichi getting the bat and having the whole conversation with Rina. Why exactly was the bat still there? I remember touching upon it before, but it still feels so weird, honestly. Like, they could have just left things behind and all that, but like, it just feels like a weird detail of like Rena keeps mentioning like trying to push the idea like that Satoshi just transferred and all that, but then just threatens the very second you push forward anyway. And if I'm ever gonna like go more into the detail like this is like a supernatural thing, if like anything weird that happens like is a cause of supernatural stuff, it's literally just because of Kaichi just suddenly wanted to know more about the curse in general and pushing for an answer. Like it happened every so often, or like learn something intriguing, but it always feels like it's the characters themselves doing it. So unless like if it happens to anyone else, then it means it's more supernatural. Like if it's like his parents and all that, like there's no sprites of them, so like obviously not. It's never, probably not ever gonna happen with them. But like if it does happen to anyone else, it's definitely gonna be supernatural. There's absolutely nothing pointing to supernatural causes. And if Mion and if everyone is so worried about Kaiichi isolating himself and like feels like a self-fulfilling prophecy, as Rina mentioned before, doubling back on him, just saying nothing happened to the Satoshi. He just transferred. They should actually just talk, unless there's a big good reason as to why they feel they can't even touch upon the fact of actually addressing it to anyone else was because of the curse, which literally I can buy for Rena going with that. But if Mion thinks of it and like her family's wholesale like pressuring her not to speak of it at all times, and if she's like if it's the whole like small village culture of like they hear and see everything, they report back to each other and gossip, then yeah, I can kind of buy that. But why not talk when you're alone then? It just feels so weird. So weird. Ugh. Satoshi and I had what? Apparently you're the exact same people. All my well planned actions through the day turned out to have been nothing more than a reenactment of what Satoshi had done. Or that's what they want you to believe, if we're gonna go with the whole doubting everything angle. Satoshi, had he really been in the same situation as I was now? The friends he got along with had changed suddenly, and for no reason, at least none that I noticed, planned to kill him? Hmm. And fearing for his life as I am, he got a bat to protect himself and carried it around every day to practice his swing? And then one day, suddenly, his mom died, then he vanished. He transferred. My blood went cold, causing a prickling sensation to course through my veins. Starting near my heart, it radiated outwards, the top of my head to the soles of my feet, chilling every part of me without recourse. What did she mean by transfer? What did she mean by transfer? Was Satoshi still at wherever he transferred to? It still feels weird, like how like that locker is still like if that was literally his locker, why didn't the school like remove the items inside of it? So like that's Kaichi's locker, or does Kaichi was like was it ever mentioned Kaichi was like ever used his own locker? And I don't mean like the shoe locker as the front entrance, like in the classroom locker. Hmm. Was he the only one who would be able to understand me? Well, if he's still alive, then he doesn't want to talk to anyone in Hinamizawa. If he was like her, I actually still don't know that the whole thing of him. Probably need to look back for like Sadako's family situation. I actually really hope like so far that Sadako did not actually see the bat that like Kaichi was holding behind his back when talking to her and Rika. That's the thing I noticed. Like, if Rika ever was gonna be manipulative and like not at all gonna be like how Rina Mian active like very intimidatingly, probably just be very sympathetically manipulation. All that wise, they don't if she never turns scary. That's how she acted with them on the apples thing. That or just get sad. That's what it feels like anyway. Sadako, I have no idea how to think of how she would turn in personality or like show a new side if this kind of discussion went to her. Might at some point actually have to actively talk to him, although they're probably the most effective, which either way, this whole thing of tension is gonna go awry and so bad, no matter which way you take it. Especially since everyone has baggage to deal with. And if they had nothing to do with the crimes and the curse and the accidents at all. God. Would he really be able to tell me why Al ended up like this? More importantly, where did he transfer to? What did she mean by transfer? What did she mean by transfer? I'm assuming she didn't give you the dictionary definition. Before I knew it, I was at my front door. The frigid knob was hard to turn. Was nobody home? Wasn't that odd an occurrence? I reached in my pocket and pulled out the single key attached to my fur seal keychain. Oh, and you showed the keychain off to Rena before this whole thing happened. I stepped into the entryway. Just as I was about to take off my shoes, a chill ran down my spine. Wow, you let the breeze in. Someone entered right before me. What, their shoes? Like a classmate messing around, standing right up against my back. You're kidding, right? Had to be my imagination. Logically speaking, it was impossible for someone to be able to hide their presence in my personal space all the way through the door. It was undoubtedly someone behind me. Hey now, Keiichi. Is paranoid talking or just gonna turn around and I'm, hey, Mion, you wanna talk? How do you know they're there even though they're behind you? Or it's the supernatural curse and it's the ghosty goos. Ghosts. Ectoplasm. Because I could hear the sound of flowing hair. Ah. There's no other reason I'd hear that sound. Someone has long hair. That was the presence. Because I can hear the sound of them blinking. What? That's how close you are? Keiichi Maebara, there's no way you could hear that. My most base instincts were warning me of the presence. Common sense was telling me that it was just my imagination. It was just my imagination. There was no behind me. I began to erase the mental image of an eerie figure sitting behind me. At the same time, I asked myself, if there was nobody, then what was I feeling? As an uncomfortable sensation crawled up my spine. How about you just turn around or just close the door? Actually, wouldn't it be better if there was somebody there? If there was nobody there when you turned around, would you be able to accept that? I'd be able to answer all those questions I'd be looking behind me. But I didn't have enough courage to even do that simple task. Oh, you're going soft again? You're going so far into that. Well, you were... the whole thing with Rena knocked you out of that sense. Alright, I could try speaking to them. The person behind me might answer me. It was a random thought. I didn't care how I went about it, just so long as I didn't have to turn around. If I calmed down and thought about it, I would have known that wouldn't have solved anything. But who is it? I spoke in such a hoarse, broken voice that I couldn't believe my own. I was feeling contemplating the response. I felt it. There's no way I should be able to do that. Calm down, Keiichi. It's all in your head. That time, I was certain I heard it. As if hesitatingly trying to answer my inquiry, I was starting to hear the sound of somebody inhaling. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it clearly. It was a girl. A young girl. I didn't know who, but a tiny speck of courage in me, however reckless it was, inspired a primal yet fitting solution to this current predicament. A scream. All the force of my body released my lungs and through my throat, ceasing all thought processes in my head. Suppressing all my thoughts and emotions, I began to collapse like a house of cards, somehow managing to twist my body and look back as I did so. It was definitely there. Right there. Somebody was there. Until the moment I turned around. Until I brought the air behind me into my field of vision, they were definitely there. Falling face up, my eyes traced the remnants of the presence suspended in the empty space. It couldn't be. They were invisible. They looked like they weren't there, but were they actually still standing there? As I screamed, all the emotions I was holding back burst free in a violent wave. However, I was decidedly calm as my emotional dam collapsed. The turbulent wave of pent-up emotions was skillfully diverted into a torrent of aggression. That emotion was definitely required to extradite myself from the bizarre situation happening right in front of me. My state of high lucidity, I trusted my body to the fury. The metal bat hurt felt my right hand as if drawn there by a magnet. Mid-level sweep would be the hardest attack to dodge. I remember reading something like that from a book about swordsmanship or something. Ah! I brandished my will to fight. The after image of that amalgamation of metal flashed and flung from left to right, beating against the entryway. The bat slid to the right wall, the tip rebounding violently. Very calmly, I transferred the force of the rebound into a sweep to the left. Very calmly. The door of the shoe cupboard was split into pieces. Those two swings whiffed through empty space, but they seemed to have a great psychological impact on the enemy. You're losing your goddamn mind. I could feel the panic emanating from that space. The attack wasn't the only thing required. I extracted the bat from the cupboard it was embedded in and screamed as I spun my entire body around in a large arc. Rah! My scream shook the air, imbuing my ferocious swing and with even more destructive power. Crack! Without mercy or restraint, my violent strike, with certainly fatal force behind it, shattered the top of the cupboard. I wonder how you're going to explain all this to your parents when you come home. Oh my god. That's going to be a conversation and a half. None of my attacks struck the enemy, but my ferocity has certainly seemed to impact them. Breathing heavily, my entire body soaked in sweat, the invisible enemy there, but not there, dispersed. Okay, just close the door and lock it behind you. When I was certain the enemy had retreated, I locked the front door and latched the chain. No way had it only feigned retreat and was now inside my house. Once again, I channeled my aggression and searched the house for the presence. But it was gone. You know, I don't know if you're going insane or if there's actually meant to be supernatural stuff here. I'm leaning more towards psychological. You're just that paranoid. I succeeded in fending it off. That moment, the tension drained from my body and I let out a deep sigh of relief. All the emotion I'd been holding back chaotically merged together and began to flood out. A hodgepodge of fear, accomplishment, and disbelief all mixed together and began to flow through my body. Unable to deal with each individual feeling, I beat them all back with the strongest. Exhaustion. Sleep. Even this moment, I remained composed. Okay, time to go to my room. Like, also, weren't you gonna, like, talk, like, were you gonna call, Oishi about the whole, like, what was it, rendezvous point? Like, all these plans and all that you mentioned before? After checking that all the doors to the house were locked, I went up to my room on the second floor and closed the curtains. Are all the windows locked, though? Did you double check that, Keiichi? I strained my back and tilted my head back a little. To clear my mind of all my idle thoughts, I managed to calm down even more. What was that at the front door? There was definitely something there. You can even hear them blinking. That's a weird detail, though. Thinking about it, maybe it was just an apparition I dreamt up in my confused state, but I really didn't think that was the case. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. Compose yourself. No matter how calmly I thought about it, what just happened wasn't a figment of my imagination. It was obviously a supernatural phenomenon. Without a doubt, something was behind me. It wasn't some sort of illusion I saw amidst my confusion and disorientation. Proof? I had just one piece. When I asked, "Who is it?" they inhaled as if they were about to answer. That sound clearly glued to my ears. You know, if like all this is all like, you should take the paper from behind the clock, write down all the things that happened, even if they're unbelievable or not, then put it back behind the clock. All that. If you sound crazy, there's some actual, like, you know, connection to anything else, that'd be for the people who, like, you know, found the note to decide. The situation I was in right now was still unclear. Either I've been possessed by the supernatural phenomenon known as Oyashiro-sama's curse, or this was a ruse by the villagers who believed in it and were imitating it. Or if we're gonna believe exactly what Rina is, even though she's being hopefully uncooperative, or literally, like, recognized it as Satoshi, and whether they try to help or not, or they realize or she thinks it's the will of the curse and all that, or the way of the village how we should go, then just let it happen. Just go to your paranoia, Keiichi. Don't worry about it. That's how I feel. Or this was a ruse of the villagers who believed in it and were imitating it. Either way, Their motives were unclear. The roundabout way it had been done was also still a mystery. If it was perpetuated by humans, that would mean admitting that it was Rina and the rest of them doing it, but it would be solvable. Oishi-san and the rest of the police would surely arrest my enemy. But if it was a manifestation of Oyashiro-sama's curse, I wonder what would happen. Like, I would still suggest like telling Oshie like the things you can tangibly understand, like Rina intimidating you both when you talked about Satoshi, and Lily just happened today, and yeah, like listen to the phone call the first time you had that conversation. You never did bring it up. I wonder what would happen. Oshie-san very clearly declared that curses didn't exist. Meh. That's why that's still bringing up the other ones. At that time, those words were pretty dependable. As things were now, with the rising possibility that the perpetrators were not human, he suddenly seemed quite unreliable. That, or like, is it an actual curse, or we're just going to mass hysteria? If I told Oshie-san this was the work of Oyashiro-sama's curse, what would happen? I couldn't imagine his reaction, but I would go without question that a void would expand rapidly to myself and Oishi-san. With me having so few allies to begin with, and not being able to confidently declare whether or not this was a curse, there was no merit to doing that. I better keep the facts of what had just happened in the doorway to myself. It would be better if I didn't add what happened here to the memo behind the clock. You're just slowly justifying what not to absolutely add to that note, no matter what happens. There was still the ever so slight possibility. Like, you really don't want to add, like, the whole, like, anything of it your friend's going through, probably because you mentioned at one point, you still feel like, you can still trust them, but you also feel in danger of them to the point of grabbing a bat. Just weird. I was actually confused when I thought I was composed, and I was just going berserk in the entryway. How wonderful would that be if that was really what happened? I would be able to refute Oyashiro-sama's curse. If I denied Oyashiro-sama's curse, that would mean admitting that Rina and the rest were the perpetrators. If I said that Rina and the rest weren't the perpetrators, then that would mean believing in Oyashiro-sama's curse. By denying both of those, I'll be admitting that I myself was losing it. The three options from which I couldn't choose became a trilemma of sorts. Ooh, that's a new word instead of dilemma. Trilemma. They mixed together and formed a whirlpool in my mind, making my head spin. Once again, I strained myself and leaned my head back slightly to cool myself down. Calm down, Keiichi. Accept what has actually happened as reality. Stop thinking of anything more than that. Okay, now that's just slowly going into more like the horror aspect. Like, it just feels like we're just seeing Keiichi lose his mind, which I'm yeah. Oh god, oh goyo, oh goyo, yay. Stop thinking of anything more than that. But I couldn't help but think of it. How wonderful would it be if it turned out I was delirious and everything up until now was a figment of my imagination? Oyashiro-sama's curse wouldn't exist, and I would still be bestest buddies with Rina and the rest. How about, like, to help disprove things and all that, like, just try to bring it with me on? You mostly just talking to Rina, or at least, like, take some risks. And, like, even then, if it goes badly or not, you can actually verify something or other. It would have to be crazy. That was the first time in my life I ever wished for such a thing. And Slumbu. Ring. The phone rang noisily downstairs. Generally, there were no calls for me, so I never really answered the phone much. And since my parents weren't here, I had no choice. I scrolled out to bed and went downstairs. So, who's gonna call me right now? I'm actually gonna be so surprised if it's actually Rika or Sadako, but I doubt it ever it's gonna be. Since they're that young, though. Hello, this is the Maebara residence. Keiichi, this is Mom. Oh, okay. I intuitively had a bad feeling about this. That's everything. It was because I thought she was going to ask me to go out and buy some things. Oh, chores, no. So I took the initiative. What? I don't mind having instant noodles for dinner. There's still a lot of them. The other day, we went out as a family and bought a whole case of cup noodles. I wanted to get a bunch of different kinds, actually, but they refused since the individual packs were expensive. So instead, I got a whole case, the mega-sized pork bone, and ginger-flavored ones I liked. Ginger-flavored. Don't even know how to even comprehend what it tastes like at all. My parents don't like strong flavors and didn't touch any of them, so the cupboard were still full of them. Nice, my own little stash. So you see, there really isn't a need to go shopping, right? Keiichi, I'm not asking you to go shopping. Both Mommy and Daddy had to go to Tokyo right now because of work. Huh? Right now? This was really abrupt. Yay, have fun. No, we're already here. Oh, completely isolated now. This is gonna go great for him. It feels like it's gonna go full psychological overlay just seeing how Keiichi's mind deteriorates. Which honestly, it feels like my mind is deteriorating as well. Oh boy, oh boy, We left this afternoon. It's quite a distance to Tokyo from Hinamizawa. Gunning at full speed down the highway would still take 6 hours. Wow. That's how far away this place is from the Tomotaki to keep going like the back of this and forth. Dad has a license, but since he doesn't like the highway, they likely took the train. It would have taken longer. Oh my. I'm thinking you might understand since you heard us speaking last night, but it has to do with Daddy's contract. Right now, things aren't going so smoothly. Now that you mentioned it, do you remember that they talked all that time about how his job prospects weren't looking so good? Daddy's really sensitive about things like this, so if we leave things as they are, it will affect his work. Part of my father's particular fragile artistic personality, his emotions change as easily as the fall sky. You could also just say you just couldn't take criticism. Oh no, that's terrible. I'll definitely need to work on that though. Something like that can be done over the phone. Keiichi, this is your father's job, so can you support him a bit, please? You're betraying me. You know this is happening. You want my brain to go to turn to mush, like the bean paste on the wall. Anyway, it's just faster to talk about in person, so there wouldn't be any misunderstandings. You should take that advice. As their son, there was nothing more I could say once I start talking about work. So we'll be back tomorrow night. So the rest of today and tomorrow. Something has to happen. It's just weird why they're just presenting us up and nothing's gonna happen at all. Oh no. Keiichi, will you be fine on your own? It's not like I'll die or anything. Yet. Keiichi, you shouldn't speak so lightly of dying. There's something troubling you, just talk to us. I believe Mommy will be able to help out. Yesterday, I did bring up if I died rather abruptly. Suppose they were a little worried. You need to find some way not to keep yourself so isolated. Okay? Honestly. It feels like even your normal routine is keeping you more isolated. You need to find some way to let all this stress out. I thought you were going to do a whole journal thing of them all that, but no, you only are going to write down 2 sentences and hide it somewhere instead of actually writing down and trying to think it on your head. Usually putting your thoughts down on paper usually helps make it solidifies in your head and just gives you more time to think over things. At least it is for me anyway. But I didn't plan on dying. Yet. At least not while I still knew nothing. I would never allow it. But if I knew everything, then I would be fine with it. I won't die. I won't. I'll survive even if I have to gnaw my own leg off. Yeah. See you then. See you when the leg's gnawed off? Gotcha. Tomorrow morning, make sure to wake up and eat your breakfast. And don't forget to take a bath and brush your teeth. Yeah. See you. Love you. The call ended like that. Sometimes my parents went out to Tokyo for business meetings. I wonder where you lived before coming here, if that took that long to go there as well. But Tokyo was far away. They normally did things by phone. And times they did go were normally planned out in advance. Never happened this suddenly. I couldn't say that those circumstances didn't feel strange, or rather, unnatural. Anyway, I only needed to recognize the reality situation. That tonight, I was the only one in the house. That when my parents came home back from work, I'd be gone. Missing. Vanished. Looking back on the series of events the previous 5 years involving Oyashiro-sama's curse, it wouldn't seem that strange at all. But is this half a year from the last thing with Toмотake? So it'd be kind of weird, a bit of out of MO. Actually, gonna be worse if like all these were planned out and like decided we can't have like this person so close and lump it all in with the actual the curse. We gotta kill him now. We gotta whisk him away. We gotta demon him away. We gotta spirit him away. Kind of think of it, it was getting pretty late. And I think it was good that the only light on in the whole house was from my room on the second floor. That's why I turned other lights on. Go to your parents' bedroom, turn the light on. It was the same as broadcasting to the enemy that my parents were gone. This was their chance. First, I went to the living room, flipped on the lights, and turned the TV on to a reassuring volume. Next to the study, I similarly turned on the lights and some music. With this from the outside, it would look like my parents were here. Once again, I went through the house, trying to see if there was anything left unlocked. When I saw the veranda, the laundry still hanging out there, I went pale. That would have made it too obvious. I need to take it down. I snatched up the laundry haphazardly and erased all trace my mother wasn't there. It should be fine now. The garage! They hadn't gone all the way to Tokyo by car, but they had gone up to Okinomiya Station. The garage is empty, wide open in plain sight. This was not good. Yay, you're thinking paranoia thoughts like I am. Nice. Wait, why would you leave the garage door open? What? I panicked and rushed to the back to close the normally open garage door. Normally open, god damn it. It should be fine now. I need to get the paper. Mom always got the paper since they left in the afternoon. The evening paper was still out there. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is great. Oh boy. My premonition was correct. The paper was there. But wait. I can't see the doorstep. It's invisible. Nah. But like, I was gonna comment before, just like well, it's a small thing, just a CG, just like Mia looking through the door and like the deadbolt like still on after all that. Like, somehow, like, just Keiichi without even realizing to himself just latched the door on, but it just opened again. Yeah, people probably did, but like, yeah, I wish there was a line for that. Yeah. I pulled out everything to the mailbox and dropped in the entryway. Plus, there's also just a giant wall surrounding your whole house. Don't worry about that. With this, for sure this time, it should be fine. Oh yeah, and I'm getting reminded that tip, like, small section of your house, Maebara Manor, is so different from the rest of the town. So, where you live now makes you still an outsider. Nice. Also, that thing at the bottom of the door, is that a mail catcher? I think that is, anyway. Couldn't think of it. Leaving the cupboard busted like that for my little freakout was kind of bad. I'll just say I tripped and fell, and the bat I was holding smashed into it. Even so, just leaving it in its current state wasn't good. I should clean it up a little before Mom got back and scolded me. I remember there was a broom and dustpan in the closet. I was going to get them. The phone rang again. Hello, this is the Maebara residence. Oh, is this Keiichi-kun? Is your mother around? She isn't here at the moment. You idiot, Keiichi Maebara. God damn it, you're already blowing the cover so quickly. Don't visit till your parents are gone. You can fall up still. Come down, take care of it. I think she'll be back soon. That wasn't a good response either. They might say they'll call again or tell her to call them when she comes back. Oh, then that's fine. It wasn't anything important. Well then, sorry for the bother. The scenario of fear didn't play out, eliciting a sigh of relief. Wowee, a car almost almost hits Keiichi-kun as a hit and run, which honestly, I still believe that's just a routine thing. But about the whole, if he's not being, if Keiichi wasn't just being paranoid, it's still weird. Just wanna hit him in the back. God. The scenario of fear didn't play out, eliciting a sigh of relief. That call was fortunate in more ways than one. I'd had to deal with my telephone calls coming in from my parents tonight. I was somehow able to deal with a phone call just now, but I couldn't continue to rely on such poor improvisation. I need to make up a good story to explain that my parents were home, but couldn't answer the phone the moment. They were making tempura, and couldn't step away right now. Does that sound good? Yeah, it does. That wasn't good enough. God damn it, my own thoughts. They were sick and went to bed because they weren't feeling well? Was that going to be safe enough? I was thinking about it on the way back to my room, and the phone rang once again. Wow, your whole parents are popular. It was like they were calling me because they knew I was going to lie. The village knows. The curse is telling them to literally just make you paranoid even more. I didn't want to pick up, but I knew I had to. They suspect my parents weren't here. I should have just taken the phone off the hook under the pretense I didn't realize that it was. And since the phone rang, I had to pick it up. Just answer finish this phone call and just leave the phone off the receiver if it's like a landline that is shown there. I prepared myself and looked at the receiver. Hello? I stopped announcing this to the Maebara residence. I had no reason to be kind to someone I didn't know the identity of. But unlike the uncouth voice, the person on the other side sounded goofy and lighthearted. Hello, my apologies for calling so late. Oh, hi. This is Oishi from the Okinomiya bookstore. Oishi-san? Is that you, Maebara-san? Good evening. Good to hear you're doing well. Wait just a moment, please. I grabbed the portable handset and rushed out to my room with it. Okay, the doors are locked. Hope Rena didn't climb up the scaffolding of the vineyard outside of your window and looking in, listening to it from there. Have fun. Are you actually going to talk to him about all this, of everything that's been happening so far? Please, oh man, oh geez, oh god, please do it, please, 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 please. Don't be so goddamn isolated, you. It was the same no matter where I was, since there was no one else home. But I wanted to be in a spot that just felt a bit safer when speaking on the phone with Oishi-san. Sorry for the wait. How are things? Anything changed since then? Since then? When was it exactly? I don't know. There's something about the brazen way he talked that rubbed me the wrong way. Last time I spoke with Oishi-san was 2 days ago. That was 2 days ago. The day I stayed home from school, I met Oishi-san on the way back from the hospital, and we headed into town for lunch and had a talk. After that, Rina and Mian came to check up on me. Whenever I spoke with Oishi-san, they always knew about it. It was like that since the first time I met him. Today's phone call may well be found out by them as well. Hello? Can you hear me, Maebara-san? Huh? Oh, sorry. What did you just say? I asked if anything has changed since last time. There was an answer, so I got a bit worried. Not really. The words stopped in my throat. There's a ton of stuff that happened. All of it baffling. What should I talk about? I didn't understand any of it, but I should try asking. If I didn't ask now, I may never have another chance. This night my parents weren't home. I had no guarantees I would make it through the night safely after all. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Jesus. Jesus. Well, Oichi-san, it seems that someone is after me. Really? It could all just be coincidence, but that day I missed school when I was sick, the two of them came to check up on me. Which two? Rina and Mian. They started asking about how I had lunch with you. What next? They left me some mochi when they came to visit, but there was a needle inside. Fortunately, I somehow didn't swallow it. I wonder, could that have just been a threat? About the needle. It was just one of those common sewing needles you see all the time. There was a hole to thread string through. Not that, Maebara-san, the needle itself. That's evidence. It could be used as proof that they threatened you. Where is that needle? Oh, actually, I never actually considered that. The parents probably threw it away. I don't know when you take out trash, so hopefully you still have it. That's right. That's it. I dropped the receiver and rushed downstairs. I tossed the mochi. I had overlooked it out of terror, but that needle was a valuable piece of evidence. Let's see. I threw the mochi and needle at the wall together. If it was there, then it would be on the living room wall. It's been 2 days, Keiichi. Keiichi, I don't... I mixed them together. My prudent mother cleaned the living room wall, and there was not a trace of mochi left on it. How dare my mom clean up the mess that I made all those days ago? Could it be that it dropped in the gap between the wall and the carpet? I frantically searched by running my palm along the carpet, but nothing turned up. I tried moving around the sofa and desk, pulling at the carpet and flapping it around. I couldn't find the needle. My mom cleaned up everything without noticing it? Most likely. Or look in the trash. Have fun with that. It was just 2 days ago. I didn't know what day they collected the burnable trash, but it may still be in the trash bin in the kitchen. I rushed into the kitchen, opened up the lid of the pail, and poured out the contents. Even at a glance, I could tell it's going to be incredibly difficult to find the needle in this pile of trash. It's a needle in the trash can haystack. I was looking for a needle in a trash stick. I know. I'll try my hand through it. And then if my hand bleeds, then there it is. It was a bit gross, but I was looking for a needle. You can wash your hands afterwards. Or I saw gloves on the sink. If I felt a small prick, I'll be able to find it. It was a pretty tactless method, but it was the quickest. I held my breath and started striking the palm of the trash in my hand. Filth flew about. There was nothing more disgusting than this, but it was not the time to be concerned about such details. I thought you were going to skim your hand through to find it, but no, you're going to slam your hand down it until it feels like the needle pierced through the skin. Oh my god. What is your... Oh my god. I continued on for a while, but nothing turned up. I wanted to search more thoroughly, but I was still on the phone. I shouldn't keep Oishi-san waiting for too long. Later when Mom got back, I had to ask her if there was a needle. I hastily began scribbling the notepad fixed to the refrigerator with a magnet. Was there a needle? I scrawled the words with a red pen. Oh my god. You then dashed back up the stairs where I'd been keeping Oishi-san waiting for too long. Hello? How'd it go? I couldn't find it. I was really overwhelmed when it all happened, and... I see. It'll be great if you can find it. Keep it safe. That's right, the needle wasn't the only incident. Had to tell him about this morning with the hit and run. The hit and run only and nothing else? Also, Oishi-san, that isn't all. Actually, this morning, the van was definitely aiming for me. I could say that with a question due to the circumstance of the time. I guess so. Did you see the license plate? I can search for it from here. Damn! Everything is not going well for you. That time I just flipped out yelling at him. I didn't look at the plate. It was my mind, but I thought you were going to look at it, but I didn't even comment, but okay. What failure's my part with a needle in the plate number? You are going soft. I was so focused just protecting myself that I let some of the most important details slip out of my grasp. I punched my pillow. I noted how worthless I was. Okay, please don't go down the self-pitying route. Like, you're fine, okay? You're just overwhelmed. I'm sorry. I don't know how much more than it was a white van. Nothing to fret about, Maebara-san. I won't be shaken after being hit. I guess all this really isn't a coincidence, is it? Oishi-san started to hem and haw over the other end. Imagine him folding his arms. Also, Rina is acting strange. Oh, so? But Rina sent the way home today, asking why I was so much like Satoshi-kun. Now I could say it with confidence. But Rina knew what happened to Satoshi. She knew there was more to it than him just simply disappearing. Just the way how you described about transferring several times. Yeah, it was pretty much there, yeah. Rina knows. She knows something regarding what happened to Satoshi, the kid who was demoned away last year. What would that be exactly? Rina said I was the same as Satoshi. She said something to the effect that the way things are going, I'll end up with the same fate as Satoshi. Fate, you say? I'm not gonna go on a whole thing of that. I made my opinions clear by now, but Jesus. Exactly what kind of fate did she say would befall you? A fucking destiny type fate, god damn it. Transferring out, she said. Transferring out? Rina said Satoshi transferred out. So given how things are going with me, I'll transfer out, too. Oishi-san let out a stern sigh and then grumbled loudly. Maebara-san, that's probably some sort of threat, or maybe some type of warning. I thought so, too. At that point I started to think. Would it be prudent to sum up everything that happened up until now as the machination of some human perpetrator? Other than the theory of it being Rina and the others, I was left with Oyashiro-sama's curse actually existing as the only explanation. Of course, I couldn't tell that to Oshi-san. Well, don't capitalize on the curse. Just say I felt someone behind me, and when I turned around, they were gone. Except Rina's strange behavior could be proved by either scenarios. Whether it was Oyashiro-sama's curse being real or everything being part of a conspiracy committed by all the villagers, Rina was involved. Rina had to know something. Rina was suspicious. What exactly was Rina? A person? I couldn't help but think she was somehow involved with a prior string of mysterious deaths. I seem to recall that Oishi-san admitted that he had dug into Rina's past a little. He's probably just downplaying it when he said, a little. Meaning he actually dug pretty deep, most likely. I'm curious why he, dug deep into... Well, he said the whole friend group, it's not just Rina, never mind. Because, yeah. Rina only just left the town when she was, in first grade, it seemed like. And then, transferred back, this past year. So, probably missed most of the curse thing. I wanted to hear about Rina. I want to know what happened at her previous school, among other things that were still unknown to me. If Rina was somebody I should suspect... No, not that. I want to know the truth. Tonight, I was alone in this huge house. Even though I said I couldn't count on them, I lost the security I felt I had just by my parents being around. Well, if you're gonna die, then learn as much you could and fight to the end. Leave an impact against the killers. Make a scratch. Cause irreparable damage to them. It wasn't like this house was some sort of fortress or castle. If a malicious person decided to use brute force, they'd easily gain entry. There are no other residences close to the Maebara residence. Oh yeah, that's true. Just in the looks of it. How far away is Rina's house from your house, by the way? No one would be able to hear anything, no matter how loud it was. Yay. The woes, the pros, and the... In this case, massive cons of living in the countryside. I never felt as much resentment towards my father's artistic temperament in the fact that he had his house built in such a remote location as I did right now. Okay. I wonder if I would still be here by tomorrow morning. So I had to ask. Right now. Because I had no idea when the next chance would come. Oh my god. Oishi-san, I had something I wanted to ask about. Please tell me right now before people in the front door try to bust in and kill me Ghostface style, Scream style. Please help. Please don't keep anything from me. Sure, ask away. Even though he's so far away on the other end of the line, this was the most reliable he had ever felt. I wanted to ask about Rina, about what happened at her previous school. Actually, regarding Rina's... I noticed the sound had been going on for a while now. Since I was so focused on the call, I hadn't paid attention to it first, but I finally realized it was the doorbell. The time was 7 o'clock. It was past the time the postman would be making delivery, past any sensible time for a neighbor to be visiting. I considered just acting like nobody was home. That wouldn't be good. You have the TV on, the study on with music, and your room has lights on. Have fun trying to prove like there's no one home. That would ruin all the work I put into making it look like my parents were home. I need to answer the door. Hello? Maebara-san? Oh, sorry. Someone seems to be at the door. I'm gonna go see who it is. A guest? I see. My apologies. Should we end this phone call now? That would be a problem. No, I'll be back in a second. Do you mind if I just leave the phone on? It's fine. I don't mind. You either hear the sound of me screaming from the downstairs. I dropped the headset on my bed and dashed down to the door. I need to make up a good excuse to get them to leave. I had a hunch it was the lady called right before Oshi-san did. In which case it would be one of the neighbors who's friends with my mom. I'll just say mom isn't feeling well and went to bed early. That would be the easiest option. You could just say your dad was out of town, but I think this is your friends. You know, it'd be Harper to ask me to wake my mom up if she's not feeling well. The bell continued to ring at irregular intervals. Almost like a robot is pressing the bell. Wait, can we hear now? Of course, now you're going silent. If someone didn't answer to you ring the bell so much, you'd normally give up and go home. Wouldn't you? Without removing the chain, I opened the door slightly and peered out at the visitor. A chill ran down my spine. I knew it. Somewhere deep inside, I prepared for this moment. I had tried to escape imagining it was the easiest person to deal with, one of Mom's friends. Good evening. Hi, Rena. Uh, Rena? There shouldn't be any reason for Rena to come over this hour. Even if, like, playing up the whole thing, if well, let's say this, but, like, if she literally is trying to play the whole, I'm worried about you card, then, mm, timing also made me feel uneasy. Because just as I was about to ask Oishi-san about Rena, I wish I could talk this up to mere coincidence. It kind of is, but it feels like it keeps happening. Even if it is still coincidence in the end, I just feel resentment. But those unsettling words from Mion several days ago echoed back to me. There's nothing this old man doesn't know. I... are you alone, Rena? Yeah. It seems that Mion wasn't with her. She could be lying. But that didn't change the situation at all. Why did you come here? Hey, Keiichi, I'd like you to open the door so we can talk. Can I come inside, I wonder? I wonder? It was true that speaking through a chained door wasn't the right way to talk to a classmate. In this case, yeah, no, I don't care. I don't even put up fake pretenses about safety and all that. If this is like the third or fourth time this has happened and changing all that, I feel like something bad's gonna happen. Talk through. But in my house, the chain has to be on at night. Don't worry about it. Then it can't be helped, I guess. Good. Rena looked at the ground sadly. She kept smiling at least, and her effort to keep that smile up was quite pitiful. Even though she was tugging at my heartstrings, I didn't lower my guard. As long as I stayed like this, even if it made my heart ache, my life wasn't in danger. What I really feared, more than the possibility that hoodlums would assault me to remove the chain, was trusting Rena not to remove the chain, to have my friendship betrayed. As long as the chain wasn't unlatched, and even if it made my heart ache, I wouldn't have to deal with being betrayed by Rena. Since it didn't seem like I'd removed the chain from her silent urging, she appeared to give up on trying to get into the entranceway. Have you eaten yet, Keiichi-kun? Yes. No, I haven't eaten. Lie. Since my mom wasn't there, dinner wouldn't be ready no matter how long I waited. I laid down when I got home, was woken up by the phone, and didn't have a chance to eat since I used up all the time talking. I was gonna have cup noodles in any case. I could just eat one whenever I wanted to. No, not yet. What about it? God damn it. Then good, Star. Oh, look at this. I just have some star-shaped food for you to eat. Look here. I brought a bunch of dishes. I don't want to clean up the dishes, though. Rena had a sack of boxes wrapped in a cloth. If I could use your kitchen, I can heat the miso soup and other stuff, Star. It's fine. You don't need to do that. But there's a lot of tofu and vegetables in it. Does Keiichi-kun not like that type of stuff, I wonder? I wonder? There's no way I wouldn't like that. I love miso soup with lots of ingredients. White radish, carrots, burdock root, and potatoes, dense and fibrous root vegetables. One would definitely not like, but eh. Yeah, the miso soup looks incredible. I also brought rice if you microwave it, it'll be ready to eat up in no time, Star. Without a doubt, rice means miso soup. Stuffing rice down your gullet, sipping miso soup in between ravenous bites. Oh my god, are you slowly being manipulated? Being convinced about this now? Oh my god. Oh yes, how wonderful it is to be born Japanese. Also, I made some more pickles, Star. It feels like some giant just invitation of just let me in, Keiichi. Let me in. Just like tempting. I made sensei pickles this time. Or sensai, sorry. Before I moved here to Hinamizawa, I scoffed the mountain vegetables called sensai. But I was captivated by their charm the first time I tried them. Such a deep, yet light flavor. Those so-called supermarket vegetables taste rough and overpowering in comparison. If you had to describe them, then they were the vegetables for the uninitiated. Oh boy, oh. You're having a fun time just listing out food ingredients. How long have you actually had Rena's cooking? Like when she brought over to your parents, stuff like that. To become an expert such as myself, you first had to partake of Sansai. An expert such as yourself? Okay. It was common knowledge around here that the Ryugu family's traditional pickles were wonderfully delicious. It's magically delicious. Does she, like, deliver that to everyone in this town? Yeah. Oh, no matter what kind of pickles they were. They go so well with a fluffy white rice. You're completely forgetting all the danger now. And also, and also, and also... But wait, there's more. Oh my god. So delicious. Just seems so delicious. Farewell to my unhealthy self who said he'd make do with cup noodles. Rena appeared to be in good spirits, and she was offering such a delicious sounding dinner. The stress evaporated from my gut, and hunger reared its ferocious head. You're kind of just doing this to yourself. At the same time, my awareness of Rena suddenly dwindled. Eat your cup noodles, please. Even though I don't like them, but you love them, just try them, please. Even if you say you don't like taste anymore, just eat them. Rena did say she was alone, and you should trust anyone that's like intimidated you, like 3 times in a row. You should say it shouldn't be a problem letting her inside. The possibility that it was laced poison still had been ruled out. At that moment, a cold chill ran down my spine once again. I couldn't understand why such a sensation occurred just then. The voice inside me was sounding the alarm. This happy Rena speaking of this charming dinner was dependent on one premise. The premise was that tonight, dinner had been made at my house, and it was an assumption that my mom, who should be making it, wasn't here. In any normal household, 7 o'clock would be around the middle of dinner time. If my mom were here, you'd be eating dinner around this time as well. You just now that I just had this sudden thought, now I'm just gonna say every time this music comes up, I'm literally just just a death note scene. Just okay, but like if you think about it this way, that means you are Kira. Oh my god. The fact that she brought over all the makings of a meal this time was inherently strange. You should have came at 6:30. Slams door. Unless she knew. She always knows. Wiretaps. Rena, did she know my parents weren't home? But there's also the chance that this was a bluff. I had turned on the lights and a bunch of other stuff to make it seem like my parents were here. There's a chance that Rena was unsure my parents were home. I had to wonder. The laundry, the garage, the evening paper. There were plenty of signs of them being hastily tidied up. Hard to say that Rena didn't have a chance to determine if my parents were here or not. But there was no reason for me to confess that right now. I should try holding on to that fact as long as I could. First of all, the chain was still latched. As long as I take it off, Rena wouldn't be able to do anything to me. Or at the very least, make sure you, lock the door, because I've seen people actually manage to saw through the deadbolt lock, the chain. Yeah, have fun with that information. So when you're done talking to Rena, and if she doesn't jump you or try to attack you inside or try to go through the window, and I'm just noticing how many goddamn windows there are. Oh my god, there's so many, and this house is big. There's so many places that you can break into. Oh my dear lord. And your room does not have a lock. Oh god, it's a sliding door. You're goddamn screwed. Oh my god. I'm quite grateful, but dinner will be ready pretty soon. Huh? Is that so? Is that so? I know you went through all the effort and everything, but, well, I don't think of a good way to refuse. My words trade off weakly. Just suggested that she should bring it, tomorrow. Right before, before they start dinner. Literally, that's the best course of action to do here. But some of this can work as side dishes, I think. You're pressing. I'm sorry, we have more than enough already tonight. My mom always makes quite a few sides. So... Huh? You have side dishes? Why is it the most surprising thing here? You have side dishes? I thought only our family did that. With a smile that bordered on cringe, I dodged her questions apologetically. I can't believe you have sides for your dinner, Keiichi. What are you, some kind of heathen? I thought your family was some kind of caveman. Caveman family only ate one main course. Oh my god. That's just funny to me. You have sides? I don't know why this makes me so... Why is that so funny to me? With a feeling I tried to ignore began creeping up back on my back again. I spoke as if my mom was settling down dinner right now, but it didn't mesh well with what Rena was saying. Rena was talking as if she was aware of some obvious fact, and then I was aware of it as well. So Keiichi-kun can cook. What'd you make, I wonder? I'll have you know, Rena, me and Keiichi can make plenty of side dishes. Like rice and green beans and that's it. No, well, it's not that I don't know how to cook, but Rena had assumed out of nowhere that I had made the dishes. No, not so much I made them, but that my mom hadn't. Did you really make them? The side dishes? I really want to give you my side dishes. Slide into the mail slide. I'll pick them up later, like packages. Did you, Keiichi-kun? It wasn't me who made them. My mom did. No, she's making them. Right now. So you see, I'm sorry, but I can't eat what you brought. Rena fell silent that moment. That moment, I felt that the light had suddenly disappeared from her eyes. How about I try guessing what Keiichi's dinner will be? My first guess is blood. It doesn't matter what I'm gonna eat. Let's see. You're just stalling for time. The conversation might appear natural at first glance, but Rena was firmly in control. I felt like I was being interrogated. Your dinner. I wonder if it's something that can be made with just hot water? Okay, actually, what the absolute fuck? Hey, now some of the insults. I can't believe you would belittle my mom's extravagant dinner like that. I swear, if you just go with cup noodles, and somehow that means like if like I don't know where you go shopping in this town. That just means like the gossip for villagers is like off the chain right now. Tickets sold out, full capacity already. It's that amazing. I tried to put my best to put up a strong front, but I couldn't grip my teeth quite right. Quite right, okay. So instead, I look like someone who is borderline hysterical. Well, the hysteria is already getting to you now. If there was absolutely nothing supernatural going on. Marina showed no reaction whatsoever, even to that silliness. Keiichi-kun, did your mother really leave you dinner? No, she didn't leave me dinner. She's making it right now. It's almost time for dinner. Rena taking that assertion of mine. My mom was home and making dinner right now, and was completely ignoring it. I could tell that the more I panicked, the colder Rena became. Hey, Keiichi-kun. In that moment, an uncomfortable chill crept in from the gap in the doorway. Is your mom home? I wonder. I couldn't keep up the charade anymore. That villager. Rena. She knew full well that my parents weren't home. But I'd come too far to admit that now. Anyway, my parents were here, and we'd be having dinner soon. That was the situation I concocted. So I answered. I told her she was here. She's here, of course. I could feel the humidity drying out from the surrounding air. Rena's eyes were becoming even more frigid, piercing me with their gelid glare. Why? Huh? What do you mean? My first thought is, how do you prove that they're not here anyway? The only way you find out about this is if like the mom and dad like said to a villager that they were leaving out of town. If they never did, then literally that means that the only thing you have to go on is a villager asking Keiichi if hey, is your mom home? And Keiichi literally just says, no, she's not, but she'll be back soon. And that villager talks and tells somehow goes in the line gossip that even Rena hears or something like that. And then she comes here expecting that. It's still a lot of time from that phone call to literally just Oishi calling, and literally a lot of time as well for Keiichi to look for the needle for quite a while before going back to the conversation. Then you come into the door. It's not like the parents could just be here. They could have just showed up there. Oh my god. I tried acting casual, but that facade was torn off me the instant I looked into Rena's eyes. That look informed me of Rena's response faster than she could open her mouth. Oh, hi. Why you have been lying to me, I wonder? Because I don't trust you. Slams door. I'm not lying. That's a lie, isn't it? That's a lie! Well, you saying it's a lie is the fact a lie. It's not a lie. Well, that is actually a lie. The fact that you're saying it's not a lie, that is a lie, and it's not a lie. It's all lies. It's not a lie. It's the truth. Lies! Rena's outburst sent a jolt surging through my body. Rena and I were still separated by what few inches that's slightly ajar, but still chained door could afford. Despite that, I was still being cornered. My house, which I considered a safe haven till now, had become more like a dark alleyway where no one could save me. Shall I guess your dinner, Keiichi-kun? Let's see. I swear to God, if you mentioned that. I knew now that Rena had already known my parents would not be here tonight. It was still so strange that I had come to this. And she somehow knew that my parents weren't home. There was no way she'd be able to guess what I'd be eating tonight. Rena said she'd guess. If you describe in full detail what the cup noodles are, I swear. How could she guess it? How could she know it was instant cup noodles? That's right, isn't it? What flavor? That I was gonna eat? Wait, the cooking repertoire of a man who can't do housework is probably nothing but cup noodles after all. Exactly. Looking at this statistically, it was the most probable answer. That didn't mean she was guessing. I don't think you'd be full with just noodles, though. I think having rice and stuff will definitely hit the spot. Now the prospect of just, like, intimidating someone by, like, saying, I know what you're gonna eat tonight, just makes me laugh, too. Even though it actually is kind of tiny bit unnerving, but just... just, like, walking into someone, just, like, saying, like, hey, dude, you and me have beef, and I know you're gonna have some steak tonight with that beef. You're gonna have some rice with it, and everything. You're gonna have a great time eating that, and I hope you have great dinners tonight. Okay, see ya. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. This is just coincidence. Rena was just reading certain tales of mine. Literally just, you were thinking cup noodles and your brain, just your face flashed. I'm eating cup noodles now. God. Oh my. Oh my, oh. So the fact that she was inferring what I was thinking alarmed me. It wasn't as if she was actually reading my mind. If it was being read, then she was a demon. Become a demon then, Keiichi. You keep saying everyone's a demon. Just become one then. No, not a demon. Things like that, they couldn't possibly exist. Look, we already established the demon club at the school, okay? Do you like them? Do you mean noodles? No. What? Rena indicated the point my answer was addressing was wrong. What? No, so that's some voice line? But I don't, even if I turn Japanese voice lines on, I don't think it'll be able to translate either. Her rebuttal was so short that I momentarily didn't understand the words Rena had spoken. Oh, she mumbled them, okay. Sorry, Rena. What did you say just now? Huh? About what? Just now you asked me if there was something I liked, didn't you? It was long before I regretted how carelessly I pushed forward with that question. It was just a simple answer. That was why I wasn't able to comprehend it. Pork bone and ginger flavor. Hey, Keiichi, get a screwdriver and stab it through the door. If you go to jail, then at least you're aggressor, an attacker, and someone's trying to intimidate you and immediately and gaslight you for the whole time here. I wonder how I appeared in the moments my mind went completely blank until the moment I was able to recover. As my field of view began to distort, slowly swirling in a counterclockwise direction, I lost all sense of balance. Why do you know that? I didn't even deny it. That was the type of frenzy state I was in. How could Rena know? How could even she know about this? I'd been caring as I mashed my head against the door. I fixated my gaze on Rena. But she didn't even flinch when she saw me do that. I certainly did buy them. I bought a bunch of them once. I bought a whole case. But how do you know I was going to eat that tonight? How could you know that? Why, I wonder? Quite strange, isn't it? Isn't it? How could you dodge the question at a time like this? Because she can. The chain and the door suddenly were no longer protecting me. How do you know? Why do you know? Answer me! You bought them at 7th Mart, didn't you? A shiver ran up my spine. I tried covering up with an angry facade. Like I said, why do you know that? I was behind you, following you the whole time. Wait, you actually at the store? Like, you literally just went to the food aisle, like, today? Or, like, before any of this happened, you bought all this, like, 2 days before the whole Ganashi festival happened? Oh, God. So you were crazy before that, okay. What are you saying? I can understand what she was saying. She's been following me all this time. That's because Rina was right behind Keiichi comes back the whole time. Like that night? That night I was absorbing my phone conversation with Oishi-san, and didn't even sense her being there, sitting behind the door, behind me, standing there, just like that. When Keiichi was picking the noodles, I was watching the whole entire time. Exactly, but why exactly am I? Why are you saying that we are going to eat them tonight, though? What if I wanted to eat ash in the fireplace? You picked out so many different flavors, didn't you? Then your mom got angry. If you're going to pick the expensive ones, then you should just pick one type, she said. Then Keiichi-kun picked out that big box of pork bone and ginger flavor that he loves so much, didn't he, Star? I like it too. Pork bone noodles. I can never eat a whole big bowl myself. My brain was paralyzed, dulling my senses. It might have been a defense mechanism, to diminish the fear I was feeling to non-traumatizing levels. The fear being diminished, the fog enveloping in my mind was cleared away. Then I could understand what Rina was saying, and started to put meaning behind her words. Even so, my fear hadn't subsided completely. It was like I was standing at the edge of a cliff, eyes closed, I didn't have to look down. Didn't actually solve any of the basic problems, though. I slowly took a step backwards. As I withdrew, Rina advanced, she phased through the door. So, Keiichi-kun, can you open this? We can eat dinner together, Star. I'm sure it's going to be delicious, so... Okay? Rina's pale, slender fingers squirmed through the crack in the door, one at a time, as they had a mind of their own, rattling the chain. If she had unlatched the chain from the door, a feeling of terror would have just exploded within me. But Rina didn't do that. She's simply imploring me to remove the chain. Just open it like so. I tried my hardest to light the fuse of the powder keg in my heart. Trying again and again. Clatter, clatter. But it doesn't light. It doesn't light. Open up? Keiichi-kun? Please go away. I beg you, please go away. How can you say something so mean, I wonder? Please go away. Go away. Go away! The powder keg inside me finally went off. No smoldering, it just exploded. I tackled the door. The force of the door knocked Rina momentarily off balance. I couldn't hesitate here. I grabbed the door into the doorknob with both hands, planted my feet firmly, and pulled with all my might. But that slamming sound I desired didn't happen. I could feel a tiny, disturbing bit of resistance keeping the door from closing. The source of that was Rina's fingers. Each of those fingers wriggling, squirming around like a tendrils of a carnivorous plant through the crack of the doorway. It hurts. It hurts, Keiichi-kun. It hurts. Ugh. It wasn't a harsh shriek, but more of a yelp she was trying to keep back. Go away, go away, go away! I kept on pulling the door with all my might. I didn't even realize that if I didn't loosen my pull on the door, at least momentarily, Rina wouldn't be able to pull her fingers out, and that was why the door was closing. It really hurts, Keiichi-kun. I'm sorry if I was messing around too much. I didn't care one bit for her apology. No matter how much she apologized, it didn't change what any she had done up until now. It didn't change anything. It hurts. Oh, it hurts. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go away. Go away. Go away! Rina couldn't leave even if she wanted to because I trapped her fingers. Rina's white fingers had become deep red and were no longer even squirming. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go away. Go away. Go away! Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Rina's apologies were occasionally twisted with pain. Like a broken record, she intended repeating it over and over. Your apologies mean nothing here. Go away, go away, go away. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. I pulled on the door even harder. Finally, Rina's fingers were somehow able to slip out from their imprisonment in the doorway. Knowing that happened, the door closed soundly. You heard a thud of Rina falling on her butt on the other side. I locked the door immediately. Grab a knife from the kitchen now. I made a loud thunk, voicing my rejection to Rina. I'm sorry, Keiichi-kun. I'm sorry. Keiichi-kun, open up. Rina leaned against the door, apologizing profusely and nothing else. Confirming that I was sufficiently sealed off from her, I trudged away from the entryway. On this side, I can still hear Rina echoing her apology. I'm sorry. Those pitiful words, they would be forever seeking my forgiveness. I didn't feel bad about this at all. I don't blame you. Yeah. That wasn't any sort of malice. Just felt this hazy sense of relief that I was able to escape from Rina. But before, Miana threatened me at this doorway, saying there was nothing she didn't know. Just now, at the same place, Rina told me the same exact thing. My feeble attempts to disguise the fact my parents weren't home had served my no purpose from the start. I should have pretended to be out and not even open the door. My meager plans hadn't helped at all. In Hinamizawa, it was impossible to outwit them. Even though I was on the other side of the door, I wanted to get as far away from Rina as possible. 1 step, 2 steps. With each one, her sniveling apologies became more distant. I sprinted the stairs and dove into my room. You should have grabbed the knife. As you would expect, I was finally no longer able to hear Rina repeating her endless apology. Diving into my bed, I was startled by the hard lump I felt. There was something in my bed? It was the receiver. Yeah, you forgot your phone call. I finally remembered. I was in the middle of a phone call with Oshi-san. Looking at the clock, apparently not much time had passed since I went downstairs. It's like it's been forever, the ages. Could it be that my clock had run out of batteries? I talked with Rina for so long, how did almost no time pass? The hand of the clock was ticking forward 1 second every second as usual. As I put those still warm receivers on my ear, time, which felt frozen, began moving once again. Hello, Oishi-san? Sorry to keep you waiting. No, not at all. I didn't wait that long. It became apparent the amount of time that had passed between myself and Oishi-san was different. Over the phone, I could hear an energetic voice from a sports program or something. Drove home just how far away Oishi-san really was. Rina came just now. Did you come to play? I wasn't confident I could coherently explain the situation to Oishi-san, but I need to right now. Right now, I need to know about Rina. That's right. I was planning to ask Oishi-san more about Rina, but Rina's little visit interrupted the conversation. What was true and what was false, I couldn't tell anymore. The one thing I knew was a single grim reality that Rina was suspicious. I might be able to figure something out if I asked Oishi-san about her. Up until now, I'd regretted it whenever I forced myself to ask about things I was better off not knowing. But looking at it that way, you could say I'd hit rock bottom. There was no possible way I could feel any more regret than I did right now. No. Rather, I want to know if there was anything beyond this I would regret more. Forget about tomorrow. It wasn't out of the realm of possibility for something to happen tonight. I want to know everything I could now. I was absolutely not going to die like this. Not without knowing anything. I definitely won't. Regarding Rina Ryugu-san? I did a bit of digging. Yeah, well, it wasn't much. Lies! I understood that Oishi-san was talking in circles. A bit meant I dug so deep it'd be hard to discuss with you since you're a friend. I want to know everything from your research. I don't think you'd be very interested in what I had to say, though. Oishi-san? I spoke as calmly as possible to Oishi-san. He was continuing to avoid the issue. And then I said it. I think Rina Ryugu is suspicious. Even the past instances were from Oyashiro-sama's curse. Rina Ryugu is involved. Do you have some sort of proof that makes you believe Rina-san is suspicious? The manner in which Oishi-san spoke became very firm. Do you have some sort of proof? That was him talking as a detective. I only have circumstantial evidence. I see. I could tell even over the phone how disappointed Oishi-san was. Pulling the fishing line when he felt a bite, only reeling the bait. Disappointed, but ready to catch the line once more. And that's how it seemed. It's literally just him have fun being the one in danger right now. Oishi-san, you can't do anything without physical proof, can you? What I meant was, You can't come and save me without proof? I set that barb in there. His Oishi-san loved roundabout ways of saying things. He understood me just fine. It's fine, Maebara-san. I'll protect you. That was not the least bit reassuring. Oishi-san was just using me to continue the investigation. I'm just gonna get killed. My corpse would be an important piece of evidence. That was all I was to him. Whether I'm alive or dead may be of no concern to your investigation, but it's all over for me when I die. Oishi-san went silent at the other end of the line. That may have been too blunt, but I didn't care. All I needed to relay to Oishi-san was that I was currently in a very dangerous position. So please, tell me. Tell me about Rina. And as long as Rina doesn't try anything with the window breaking and all that, that just means like there's some evidence of like something happening outside, some break-in, and making Keiichi's house a point of interest, and danger happening. Satoshi transferred out, not too far in the future. I'll probably also do what Rina called transferring out as well. But you won't be able to find my corpse. You haven't been able to find Satoshi's body yet. Alright, Maebara-san, please calm down. I was already expressing my agitation, even without Oishi-san had to tell me. It wouldn't solve anything if I continued to scream about my mistrust in the police. It would seem that I only depend on myself and the bat Satoshi left behind to protect myself. And I at least want to know what happened before Rina transferred schools. Yeah, it's the whole thing entirely, just something going on with her anyway, no matter what. Like, even like then, even if like everyone else in the group is completely and utterly like, okay besides Mion, just Rina, there's something else going on with her. Don't blame me for the bad anymore. I don't care anymore. Rina just weird. On multiple counts. Then I at least want to know what happened before Rina transferred schools. You're aware that this won't be very interesting, right? Says as the siren calls happen. Oishi-san realized that my resolve when couldn't be swayed, finally caved. Right now, to me, there's nothing that I'll find uninteresting. Please. There are a few things I need you to agree to. Okay. Please keep this confidential. Also, part of this may be speculation. Now, all of it may be true. Are you still interested? It might not be true? I understand what you mean. There isn't one main investigation for the mysterious chain of deaths in Hinamizawa. Each one is treated as its own individual case. Thus, Rina Ryogu has never been linked to any of the investigations. Basically, you see, this is an investigation of Rina done by the police. It's a personal inquiry is what you're telling me? This will make things a lot quicker since you understand. All of it's from either phone calls or meetings and interviews, so they aren't corroborated. I'm asking you to take this all with a grain of salt, is what I mean. Oh boy. Do we have an agreement? All of it is just from what you heard? Yes, my apologies. It's all my personal investigation, you see. That thing. Before you said you saw Rina's chart, didn't you? Her medical chart, I'm assuming? I'm sure I heard you say that. Oishi-san paused for a moment on the other end of the line. I told you that too? Please pretend you didn't hear anything about that. I didn't care about Oishi-san having certain obligations and responsibilities. I also didn't care there was no proof. Just tell us, please, already, God. If they were just rumors, there's no smoke with a fire, after all. Please tell me, Oishi-san. Understood. He finally opened those tight lips of his. God damn it. You see that Rina lived in Hinamizawa a long time ago. She had moved into Ibaraki Prefecture just before starting elementary school. Then following that, right after transferring, the unfortunate incident with the breaking the school windows happened. Then Rina confided to the doctor. It was Oyashiro-sama. This is everything I knew. There isn't much difference between what I know and what you know, Maebara-san. Then what part did you investigate further? I didn't need to ask. It was the incident right before she transferred back to Hinamizawa. Like more of what happened there, more details there, make more sense. Actually, sense of Keiichi, you were having a fun time thinking of having a fun time just imagining how it would be if you were there this whole time. Oh boy. The incident Rina was responsible for, and what she divulged to the doctor afterwards, correct? Yes. After you learned about that, you started suspecting Rina and the others, didn't you? Yes, I did suspect them. So they're the ones after all? No, that's not what I meant by suspect them. Oshi-sama was the type of person to say things with confidence, but these particular words were less than reassuring. Then, who did you suspect? That was Oyashiro-sama. Okay, I thought you said you didn't believe the curse, though. Are you saying, like, don't do this whole stupid roundabout thing of just, like, saying, oh my gosh, Oyashiro-sama was possessing all of them all together, and that's what's making them actually be the culprit. I suspect them, but it's not actually them. I swear to God. That Oyashiro-sama's curse really exists. Yeah, right. Well. Oishi-san's laugh was quite dry. Something like the kind that would make you want to join in. You're flip-flopping your story, dude. Unless you changed your mind after all this. You resumed the conversation. About the dubious circumstances behind Satoshi's disappearance. The course of events leading to delve into Rina's past. Just then, there was thunder in the distance, and a heavy rain started pouring down. Nice, perfect atmospheric for all this is gonna happen. Oh boy, oh. And the power's gonna go out. Have fun surviving the rest of the night. Flashlight in hand. It came without warning, a downpour fiercely beating the ground. I left the window of my room open a crack to let the heat out. A violent wind danced my room, making the curtains flap wildly. Nice, perfect backdrop. What is it? Nothing. It suddenly started raining heavily. Sorry, please continue. I got up while still on the phone and grasped the window. I said at the beginning it was an incident, but because neither the school nor the victims filed charges, the police were never involved. So you see, those involved were very reluctant to talk. Yeah. Regardless of there being a victim who had beaten so badly that permanent damage. It could have been the school or possibly some individual who made arrangements to keep this from going public. Also, psychologist was very strict about their professional ethics. Hello? Please speak, Keiichi. Maebara-san? Can you hear me? Oh, it's something outside. There was the figure of a person sitting by the light near the mailbox this whole time. Even this torrential rain, they didn't have an umbrella. They were unquestionably drenched from head to toe. Does Rina actually have a food basket? Like, you never like comment about that. She kept promising food. In this shower, which more resembled a waterfall, droplets of water dripped down from her hair. Just standing there, both arms dangling at her side. Oh, well, there's the red marks on the door. On your hands. Well, you did have the food, though. Just standing there, both arms dangling at her side. In one hand was a stack of boxes, wrapped in cloth. Her eyes focused on my room. Focused on me as I tried to close the window. Her mouth was methodically repeating a chewing motion. She had something hard to chew in her mouth, her cheeks puffing out. What could she be eating over there? How could it be that this whole time I was more enthralled by Rina instead of the shocking developments being brought to light by Oshi-san? If I hadn't started raiding, I wouldn't have gone to the window. I wouldn't have noticed Rina, nor would I have noticed that. I actually feel quite sad for her here, though, but it's still dangerous to be around her. Like 3 times in a row. All this. Even if it feels like it's always the whole thing of like everything's completely fine if like you don't address anything similar to like, I guess, oh, is that what this is going for? That anytime you discuss the trauma or anything like that, like everything goes the weird. But like, then she came to the house and then she tried to literally just. Keiichi didn't even bring up the whole thing, in fact, and like was trying to burst into the house. So it's not just that. Doesn't matter there. Rina's mouth was moving in the same pattern. She wasn't eating something. She was repeating something. Is it your name? What was it? Was she repeating to me? What was she saying? And why was I right up against the window, fixated on her? Hello? Maebara-san? Can you hear me? Hello? I'm sorry. Huh? Maebara-san? I'm sorry. 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 Hello? Maebara-san? What's the matter? In this torrential downpour, Rina was still apologizing. The other self inside me drew the curtain hastily with my right hand, blocking my view of the outside. The fact that you don't, like, it's, at this point, it just feels like you took it way too far, even if, like, you didn't mean for any of this to happen, honestly, by this point. And again, every single time you keep trying to push forward that you, like, want to be friends and all that, every time that Keiichi has to deal with, like, feelings that he wants to get out and express in some way like that, you then just, like, block it immediately. And it feels like the only way to get through is either talk to a teacher or someone in the village, because it feels like just only talking to, like, those kids who literally also feels like they have a lot of baggage about the incidences. Like, even if they don't have anything involved with them, you can't really talk to them about them. Like, you either ask someone else, talk to someone else about this. You know, self inside me drew the curtain hastily with my own right hand, blocking my view of the outside. But even doing that, Rina's relentless apologies were still reaching my ears. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I forgive you for this, will you forgive me for that? Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. I'm sorry. 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 Damn it. Why should I have to forgive her? I'm the one who wants to be forgiven here. What part of me can't you forgive? I won't be killed. If you won't forgive me, then I won't forgive you either. I won't forgive. Won't forgive. I won't forgive. I won't forgive. Won't forgive. But I won't forgive. Won't forgive. I won't forgive you. Maebara-san, you're having a fun time in your brain there, going in loops. If you hear me, then please respond. Hello? Having a fun time there? Okay. Split personality at the 7th Mart. Reign of Apologies, achievement unlocked. Huh. My god, Rina needs to get some help. Oh my god, I'm so... It's a bit weird because at the same time, just how she mentioned that, like, she stand outside the whole house just to repeat that over and over again. Does she actually feel the way to their manipulation? But no, either way, she literally needs to get some help. She needs a therapist. Oh, like, that's another thing that came to my head just now. Why did her parents decide to move her back to Hinamizawa? Like, after hearing all about, like, how she kept going on talking about Oyashiro-sama and all that, the curse and all that. Did their parents think she'd be better because oh, now we're back in town, we're no longer an outsider, I won't get hurt by the curse anymore. If I be outside of town any longer, then I'm gonna die or go demoned away. Is that really how their parents think? Oh god. Sympathetic, but also WTF, Arena. God damn it. Oh my god, why do you think... Oh god, why do you think manipulating in Keiichi is all that good? Also, look, groceries! 7th Mart, so personality, god damn it. Okay, what are you watching your hit shows? I swear to god, don't bring up... God damn it. I see in the movies quite often, but what is it exactly? We can't talk about DID. Multiple personalities are thought to be escapism. Multiple personality disorder is a form of escape. Like for trauma and stuff like that. Correct. The exact mechanism is not fully understood, but is believed to be a type of defense for the brain to retain mental stability. Yeah, that sounds right. Hypothetically, poor people imagine themselves as healthy as a form of escapism, is it not? Is this also a form of multiple personality disorder? I don't think so now. I wouldn't go that far, but broadly speaking, one could infer that. It's something that occurs in us all, like a persona, I guess? That's the latest word is. Does a split personality occur when one cannot tell which is reality and which is the escape? That's difficult to say. There are some who agree with that, and some who disagree. There's no consensus. Then is the occurrence of multiple personalities still an unknown phenomenon, something not fully comprehended in the psychiatric field? Unfortunately, it's the current state of things. We can only put our hope in the future research. Like, how, like, well, this was made in 2002. I can't remember, like, I don't know the whole history of, like, research in DID, but, like, I feel like we made some progress with it, but I don't think it's, like, please don't go supernatural stuff like that with D&D, please. But it's sort of cool having a split personality. What kind of people get split personalities? Recent studies find that those who develop it, or rather those who are more susceptible to developing it, may be genetically predisposed or may have had abnormal mental development. Some say that childhood abuse increased the chances. Oh boy. Speaking of which, person A here experienced abuse as a child, didn't he? How sad. Why are you saying it like that? Person A has 7 different personalities. Let's watch a video of him, shall we? Ah, right after these commercials. Okay. I don't quite understand. Okay. The 7th Mart. Is this the grocery store that you got your ginger ramen, Keiichi? Looks nice, though. The 7th Mart was a bargain supermarket with food and alcohol. Wowee. Jolly Willikers. What's this, Keiichi? So many! There's no reason to get all the different kinds, is there? I flopped all the different colored cup noodle bowls into the cart. So Rena was behind us the whole time? She's a ghost. Cup noodles have gotten so elaborate recently, and there are a bunch of different types. I want to try each of them at least once. I knew it was pretty selfish of me, but I thought I'd at least give it a try. Keiichi, buy them in the big case, it's cheaper. Dad faltered. Well, I had a feeling it'd happen like this. I want to buy every single thing on the shelf, Mom did. I let Dad have thrown his hat into the ring. I'd had to compromise. Then I only get to eat one kind. I get bored with it. I was resisting as a formality. I had already given up inside. I wasn't sure which case of noodles to get. If you can't pick, then Mommy will pick for you. You don't have to rush me. I quickly searched the case of noodles for what I want. Pork bone and ginger? Large cup? Oh. Hey, Keiichi, can't you get a little more normal one? That's not normal enough for you. If I let Mom pick, she'd err on the side of safety and get soy sauce or salt flavored. So when I plunked a large box of pork bone flavor in the shopping cart, Mom looked back at me with the expression to say, these ones? To show her this is my last compromise, I began to explain the choice. Go down to every single detail, even the calories, okay? Pork bone is good. Eat a large serving, but the flavor isn't too strong. I remembered insisting that the noodles I picked were the right kind. I seize. In this frozen memory of time, this encapsulated world, I didn't have the power to look around my surroundings. So I did what I could and reached out with my hearing and vision, sharpening my senses to find the presence I overlooked there. And no matter how much I searched through my field of vision, I couldn't see Rena. I rewound the situation, searching. But of course, I couldn't find her. You're trying to think all the way back there. Then was she spying at me from my blind spot? I go through the sound and presence again that day, looking. I could sense the other customers there. They were all mixed about, moving as they please. There was nobody looking over this way, and no one trying to get behind me. Not here. Couldn't be here. Probably wasn't here. I would definitely notice someone was right behind me then, even when I wasn't on my guard. I smiled wryly at the thought of using a vague word like probably right before contradicting it with definitely. Then, I paused my mind to replay as a chill ran down my spine. What'd you notice? There was definitely a presence like a shadow behind me. That was a terror unlike any other. If a presence really had manifested behind me, I would definitely have turned around to check for it. But the world had moved on, and there was no way for me to turn around. While carrying the frightening shadow on my back, I was gleefully running around the store, searching for a case of noodles. Running through the instant noodle section, bad-mouthing my mom. But there was that presence constantly at my back, sticking to me like a shadow. No way to see what it was. Realizing it now after the fact was horrifying and repulsive. In that moment of time, I was running around gleefully, carrying that cardboard box. Tip-tap. But listening to that moment again, I could hear footsteps other than mine going pit-pat with every step. Tip-tap, tip-tap, tip-tap. Pit-pat, pit-pat, pit-pat. Tit-tap, tit-tap. Pit-pat, pit-pat. Tip-tap, tip-tap. Pit-pat, pit-pat. While I was running, the sound of those barefoot footsteps going pit-pat were right behind mine. Did you have your shoes on then? Me running around gleefully in that closed-off moment in time. But I didn't hear it. No, I heard it. That's why I remembered it. I didn't think I heard anything. That's why I didn't turn around. That is why... That is why I didn't turn around. In that moment, the pit-pat of those footsteps were following me the entire time. I couldn't run faster and escape. I couldn't run any faster than I had ran at the time. I couldn't turn around. I hadn't turned around before, not once. When exactly did you go shopping? Because if this was before the one to the Ganashi festival, and oh my god, this is not even a case like, Oishi said something suspicious to you, huh? And then like started going a whole threat there. They were just a threat even before that event even happened. Oh my god. And it's only been like 1 or 2 days since the festival. Oh my god. Then I returned to my parents and started talking. The shadow-like presence was right at my back. Since it didn't move, the shadow didn't move. And your parents didn't even like decide to go mention him. Oh hey Rena, how's it going? What are you doing here? Okay, that is why I made no sound. That was all. At that time, I hadn't taken a single step while talking to my parents. I was just standing there. This was undeniable. And yet, I heard it. A pit-pat. That shouldn't be. If I took 3 steps, it followed 3 steps. Wasn't that the rule? The rule. There was no other sound other than that. At that time, the entire world had gone dark. What? A sudden darkness. It was the end of my reflective journey. I was tired. I wanted to end it. Someone turn the light. Except my body couldn't move. As if I was sewn into that moment in time. Pit-pat. My past self's hair stood on end. That's impossible. Now they're just breaking the rules. I haven't moved. So you shouldn't be moving either. Okay, now you're just thinking, your imagination's running wild. I don't even. It's again with the whole thing of you going back and thinking there's someone in the doorway, whether it was someone there or not, or there's an actual supernatural presence. It feels like something's manipulating your mind now. That, or you're just trying to your hardest remember things, and you're changing your memories to suit the needs of your paranoia. I couldn't move, so you shouldn't be able to move either. Follow the rules. Pit pat. Yet that sound echoed in the darkness once again. The hair in the back of my neck pricked up on end. It was so close that it was hard to tell whether it was touching the hair or not. Why couldn't I move, like how the presence was moving behind me? I quickly realized I could move. It's just that I was scared and didn't want to. But now was the only time I could turn around. It was something unforgivable in this moment in time. But I needed to turn around immediately. As if my entire being was trying to force me to stop, I began to administer a pain like a needle being stuck into my every pore. I'll turn around. I'll turn around. I'm not scared at all. I'll turn around now. I'll turn around. I'm not scared at all. I screamed I was unable to vocalize. Roar! I turned around. At first, I couldn't understand the meaning of it. What? What is this? Just a person's mouth might bite into an apple, slurp the juices, and finally discover that it was an apple. My mind began to process the scene before my eyes by eating the apple. Munch, munch, chew, chew. Slurp the juices and discover the apple. Meaning, what was in front of me was... Okay. Alright. Detective Onikakushi. It was actually like that's an achievement. Does it mean I got all the tips, or is that something else? Hmm. Huh. That just seems like a whole like scene, just Keiichi trying to like look back into his memory over that day. But from the sound of it, like since it didn't seem like he had no exact memory of that day, like Rina was just following along behind him creepily. That's just weird. Even before the whole festival happened. That's just weird. Rina, get some help. Get some help. And we still need to find out exactly what Oishi was telling us before Keiichi got to try to buy Rina, like mouthing the words "I'm sorry" over and over outside the pouring rain. Like, man, that scene is good though. That scene was really good. It feels like repeating some tiny bits, like it's a mirroring like the whole baseball scene with Rina talking, and like that was literally just paralleling again of Rina like basically like just standing there and just shouting at Keiichi about lying. Then again at the door again at his house with Rina and Miyagi hitting with the mochi. It just seems like it's paralleling that. And this is technically into chapter 11, it seems. So like, I wonder how many more chapters there are. We're like, I heard the chapter 1 Okinakushi was like 12 hours long, and we are way over that. So how much longer is this? Oh, it's really cool though. Really cool. Let's see. So I need to get that back in my head of what Oishi was mentioning before, because literally just the whole image of Rina pouring on the rain is burned into my mind now. I guess like Keiichi's gonna continue talking about that, or like digest it the next day, and I'm kind of curious like how like it's gonna go for him walking there back and forth now, how everyone's gonna act and all that. Kind of curious like what routine he's gonna go into now, especially with the bat. Did you actually keep the bat, Keiichi, with Satoshi's name on it? That would be pretty morbid. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh. But I guess we'll see whatever Keiichi does or says on next day going to school for next time. So, what a fun time watching as I am playing this. Hope you see me next time, what time that may be. And I'll hope you fantastic day.